of awareness, Gen Alpha. You are Gen Alpha. You're young drivers. You play video games. You're on TikTok, Instagram. Let me cut this down. You're on TikTok, Instagram. You're not really. You have your own type of still. You have your own type of generation, right? If you had an OG dad like me who played video games in the early 2000s, who loves gaming, you got a cool dad. If your mom played video games or she kind of dance, you have a cool mom and dad. I'm a gamer dad. I start with OG Xbox. I build computers. I'm a gamer. I'm with the technology. I understand that you got to have VRAM. I'm building an AI machine. I'm with it, right? I'm older than you, but I know more than you about tech and technology. So we're going to talk about Cooper's color code. And what I need you to do is think about this and tie it into driving. And if you can think about this and put your question in, and we use this mindset, this is going to help you. Cooper's color code awareness of Gen Alpha driving. Think of it levels like a video game. Each color is a mindset that you should have when you're on the road. Your parents have different levels. You have 0 levels because you've never driven before. Okay? I will basically, white is you're zoned out. Okay? You're not paying attention. All of you are white. Period. Because you've never been in a roundabout. You've never been in a snowstorm by yourself. You've never been in heavy traffic in a metro area. You've never been 70 miles an hour on the freeway. You've never been in a downtown area where if you don't parallel park, you don't get the parking spot. So I have to take you from 0. And that's a good thing. And most of you will do a good job. Some of you won't because you don't listen, you have an attitude, and most of your parents will agree because I'm an educator. So, example, you're driving but singing loud. You're FaceTiming. You're lost in your playlist, and you totally forget cars around you. That's what you do as a beginning driver. No cap, no hate. You fail because you missed a light, and you slam the brakes at the last second. That's what all of you do. That's what's going to happen tonight when I drive my drivers. Gen Alpha tone. You're vibing too hard. You forget you're in a 2-ton machine. This 2-ton machine will kill you. And if you look at statistics, your age group dies more than any other age group. That's 16 to 24 or 25-year-old age group. Ohio and Florida are changing the rules for driving education, making 21-year-olds, and I know they hate it, go back and take more driver's education classes because you are dying. About 14 years ago, they changed the law. All of you needed 4 hours of driving. Now you need 6, and your mom and dad have to be involved. Yay. So you know about white. I need you to put some questions in about white. Put a question and put white. Please, if you really want to learn, you put a question about white. You are white when you pull up to a corner and you don't look left and you make a right turn and pull out in front of a car. You fail your road test, you scare your mom and dad. That's an example of white. You are making a left turn, you're beginning drivers, you don't check oncoming traffic, you turn in front of a car and get hit. It's because you are white and you don't understand to yield to traffic. Let's use another example. You're driving in the neighborhood. The speed limit is 25, but 25 is too fast. They're kids. They're running across the street. They're playing basketball. They have headphones on. You're still driving at 25. You should be driving at 10 because you don't know. And all the moms take a picture, report you, and the police will come into your house because you almost ran over a kid. But you see it as a kid running out. I'm giving you examples of white. So if you can put in a question, well, Mr. McCaney, or hey, when do I change my color? Around your 3rd drive, around your 4th drive, in the wintertime, in the snow, in the rain, because you will have an almost kill death instance and you're like, oh my God, I almost died because you were going too fast or you squeezed the wheel. I'm giving you examples of white. So if you can put your questions in white, and all of you start as white. Mr. McCaney, did you start as white? Of course I did, because I had to learn just like you. It takes 10 years. So Mason, you don't want to hear 10 years. Leah, you don't want to hear 10 years. Isabel, you don't want to hear 10 years. You want to drive right now. Caden, you don't want to hear 10 years. But unfortunately, Anna, in order to become a master chef, 10 years. You have to mature 10 years. And unfortunately, some of you are 15, 10 years is 25. 10 years is 14 to 24, 9. Some of you are 16, 26. Some of you are 17, 27. It takes 10 years to become a master driver. Ask your parents. 0 to 5, you might know what's going on. None of you will drive deep on the expressway. You're going to stay in a 20-mile radius, barely get on the expressway. So your parents can do you a favor. When you're done with me and get your level 1 license, they need to be taking you on the freeway, but you're too scared. You don't like trucks. You want to drive at night. You don't want to drive in the morning. The students who really do well get a lot of expressway, deep city driving. The kids who don't do well stay in the suburbs, drive 20 miles to school, to home, to school, to work, to school, to grandma's. And then when it's time for you to go to Cedar Point, or you're a junior in high school when you're supposed to drive to Florida, you don't go because you're scared, because you don't have the experience. I'm telling you truth. I'm not going to lie to you. So remember, questions on white. I'm going to check questions first. I'm going to the bottom. What other different driving modes for use? Cars and trucks have front wheel drive. Most trucks either have rear wheel drive. The rear tires pull, the rear tires push, and the front tires steer. That's a rear wheel drive car. There are cars that have front wheel drive. The driver's car has front wheel drive. The 2 front tires are pulling the car, front wheel drive. Some cars have all wheel drive. Front and rear tires pull and push. It depends on what you like. We live in a cold weather region. I've always loved all weather vehicles. A SRT truck, Grand Cherokee, all wheel drive. A SS Trailblazer that got stolen, broke my heart, all wheel drive. So the cars with all-wheel, front-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive has slight differences. So, great question, Isabel. I need more questions. What would you do if you get into an accident with the kid? You fail? I'm not going to put you in a dangerous situation. You will fail. We'll call the police. They'll take a report. We'll make sure you're okay. We'll get a new driver's ed car, and we'll get back out. What else do I need to say? That was easy. I always speak truth. Is it even possible to lower tire pressure while driving? Not while you're driving, when your car is stopped. But you want to make sure your tires have proper air pressure. It's 32 pounds, or it's 34 pounds, or it's 36 pounds. Tires that are underinflated will heat up, lower your gas mileage, and eventually explode. And you'll have a blowout on the expressway. And unfortunately, we don't teach you how to change a flat tire. It's not our job. So if mom doesn't teach you, no cap mom. If dad doesn't teach you, no cap dad. And you don't take automotive shop, which you need to at the high school level. I did. I love my teacher. You need to learn how to do that. But schools are cutting back those programs. Bad, bad, bad. An SRT Trailblazer. Dude, let's keep rolling. So, Tyler, if you're trying to do some mud racing or you're in the dirt, you lower your air pressure. But this is not about four-wheeling. This is not about us going off-road. We're on the pavement. Your tires need to be at 35 pounds, 34 pounds. You look on your tires, it will tell you the air pressure required, or you look inside your door. That's your responsibility. So you have to take that word called responsibility, and a lot of you don't want to do that. Would you fail your car if you aquaplane? Yes, Caden, you're going too fast. And kids have done that. Caden's trying to sound all fancy. Aquaplaning. Aqua means water, plane means to lift. You're going too fast for the conditions. And yes, Caden, kids don't listen. You won't listen to your mom. You won't listen to your dad. You won't listen to your driver's ed instructor. And then I won't drive you because you're dangerous. Look, guys, there is a shortage of driver's ed instructors. Mr. Brown and myself, we are needed across the world. They need OG instructors like us. There was an instructor in Ohio. I read an article. He was teaching for almost 30 years. He's going to retire at the end of this year. The school district is going to drop driver's education. This means families that are low income, black or brown, indigenous people can't afford driver's ed. Some school districts still teach driver's ed. I used to be at one. I made good money. But you have to have 3 or 4 driver's ed cars. You have to have gasoline. You have to have insurance. You have to have the teacher's salary, and I'm worth it. So few districts in the state and around the country still offer driver's ed. It's really important that the state offers that. This is why you have third-party driver's ed, $550. It's expensive. This is why the numbers go down in the fall. In the summer, I had 25 kids. Now I got 12. I still love you, but my money's low. So yeah, Caden, if you go too fast and put it in the ditch, that's your fault. It's not mine. You're going too fast. You gripped the wheel too hard. Let's go on to the next color. And I'm being real, no cap. Yellow. More of your parents are yellow. I'm yellow. Mr. Brian is yellow. We're chilled. We're relaxed. You're about to put the car in the ditch. Mr. Brian and myself just turned the wheel. We just squeezed the brake. You are slamming brakes, jerking wheels, getting ready to roll the car over. Where Mr. Brian and myself and your mom and dad have experience. Example, relaxing but paying attention. This is where you should be most of the time. But Chase, I'm using as an example, you're not paying attention. Nora, usually an example, you're not paying attention. Anna, usually an example, not paying attention. So when you're driving, you need to pay attention. But if you pay too much attention, you're going to miss what's in front. You're going to miss behind you. You're going to miss what's in front of you because you're only focusing on the kid or the light, and you miss the person walking across the street. Yellow comes at about year 3 or 4. Yellow comes at about drive 4 or drive 5. I'm giving you some examples. If you have a lazy instructor, yellow won't come at all because you're just riding in the neighborhood. No cap, no hate. Your instructor should be taking you in neighborhoods, on the streets, main roads, roundabouts, downtown areas, merging on the expressway, high speed, low speed, reversing in, going shopping, going around the mall areas, going around colleges. I have multiple routes. If I want us to go fast, we going fast within the limit. If I want us to go slow, we're going slow. If I want you to have smooth, straight driving where you're making most of the lights, you got to keep your speed up. But if you're one of those kids who doesn't want to listen, anxiety, doesn't get along with your teacher, doesn't get along with your parent, you will struggle at driver's ed. Driver win. You spot a soccer kid before he swerves into the road, a scooter kid. You will have that around drive 4 or 5. Many of you would just slam brakes and we get rear-ended because you see a squirrel in the street. And I'm saying to you, oh my God, we almost got rear-ended. There was a squirrel there. Human life is worth more than animal life. I've had students hit birds. We saw a deer yesterday walking across the road. We don't veer for deer. Gen Alpha, this is you. It's like scrolling on TikTok, but you're clocking the comments. You click in the comment section, chilled but aware. Because you're in school on TikTok and your teacher's like, what are you looking at? Nothing. You should put in your questions based on color. Next, orange. Oh no mode. You notice something sketchy. The road is really shiny. Black ice. The car ahead of you is swerving like they're on Snapchat. Oh, that's real funny. I'm giving you examples of things you know. I'm going back up to your questions. Should you approach ice? I'm just talking to you. We live in a cold weather climate. One of my students said, who's on her 4th drive, I can't wait to drive in the wintertime. I'm excited. She's learning in the fall, late fall. She's going to take it into the winter. And in 2031, I'm going to retire. Her brother's in 6th grade. She'll be in college. 2031 or 2032 is when I'm done. As long as this is fun, I'll do it. So, icy roads, lift your foot. Example, your mom and dad are driving. The car spins. They lift your foot. You're driving. You swerve. Mom! Dad! You slam brakes and flip the car over because you don't have the experience. You can't panic when you panic. That's when all of you will crash. I'm giving you a general statement. All of you are beginning drivers. You'll panic. A deer comes out. You'll panic. The light changes red. You'll panic. The light changes yellow. You'll panic. You pull out in front of a car. You'll panic because you didn't look left. And then your mom and dad said, I'm done, Nora. I'm not driving you because you don't check cross traffic. Mom, I'm sorry. You weren't paying attention. Anna's thinking about her job, working that double shift, making that chicken. Tot, 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 tot. But she did a double. She's tired. She's driving. She runs a light and gets hit. So I'm trying to give you examples. I'm not mad at you guys making money, but you got to take care of your mental health. So in oh no mode, I'm giving you more examples. You notice something is sketchy. Cars are spinning. Cars are slowing down real fast. The light is doing weird stuff. It's blinking red, then yellow, then green, or there's an instant yellow. So driver mode, back off, give them space, and prep the brake. A lot of you won't do that. Either you're going to slam the brake or slam the gas. I need you to squeeze the brake. I need you to accelerate smoothly. Alpha tone. When you're on the edge, like when your Wi-Fi starts lagging in the middle of a Fortnite match, that's an example you understand. You don't understand driving smoothly on I-75. You're ready to go to Atlanta, Georgia, and have a panic attack. You don't understand going on I-94 to I-80, where I went, going through the bottom of Indiana, and they're doing 85 miles an hour, and a car cuts all the way from the right lane all the way over to the left and almost hit your guy. You to understand when there's fog outside and drivers are tailgating semi-trucks, and I'm like, do they want to die? You don't understand that. If you learn to drive fast, you're going to drive fast. If you learn to drive nervous and scary, you're going to drive nervous and scary. Maybe your mom was in a bad accident, or maybe your dad was in a bad accident, or maybe your brother and sister have anxiety and they're 18 and don't want to drive. If you are around that, you're not really going to want to drive. If your mom and dad love cars, they're enthusiasts. You build cars with them. You go to the racetrack with them. Tell your parents, I have a 68 Camaro RS and I want to join them. Then you love cars. You can't wait to drive. That's that love. Some of you don't love cars. It's just a piece of equipment. You get in and if it works, fine. Red. Before I go to red, I'm putting more questions. Let's see more questions. Use the bathroom. I wish you'd give me something real, bro. I'm going back on the questions. Will they pull you over if you pass the stop sign? Yeah, I've had people pulled over. I had one girl below 3 yield signs. The police pulled her over. I said, you're not listening to me. She was like, what? She ran her 3rd yield sign. The police pulled us over. She got what she deserved because she didn't listen to me. And if you're one of those teens or young adults who don't listen to your mom, don't listen to your dad, you don't respect the rules of a car, you will die. You will have an accident and you're going to blame someone else. You have to take responsibility. This is why I like this class. Some of you will grow up, some of you won't. You're young adults, you're silly. Your brain is not fully developed until you're 24 or 25. You can look it up if you don't believe me. So you're going to do irrational things. You're going to wear your shirt inside out to school. You're going to wear a hoodie backwards. You're going to paint your hair green. No cap. I had mine blonde. And I had numbers in mind when I played college football. My own number. Yeah, Sophia likes that. Okay, that's cool. Let's go on to red. Immediate danger. You're in the neighborhood, kids. You're driving on the expressway and you spin out and other cars are spinning out. Red. It's a sudden rainstorm and you lose traction and can't see. Red. You are driving and a group of deer come out. You bounce into one. You try to slam brakes and you push another one out and you run it over. That's red. A car is going too slow. You're going too fast. You sideswipe them and they're in your rear in a car. That's red. You're going too fast for the conditions. Example, a dog runs into the street or a car suddenly cuts you off. That's what's going to happen to you tonight. Driver mode, slams brakes, steers safe, honk if needed. This is what you will do. Full sin mode. You're not thinking. You're just on the playlist. So you have to stay chilled, stay focused. Don't worry, I have more. Are you allowed to play music while driving? Josh, you gonna listen to my music. I'm listening to rock. I'm listening to Christian music. You gonna hear my music, Josh, because when you start listening to yours, Josh, you're not paying attention. You're listening to music. You just ran a light. You just ran a stop sign. But you're listening to your music, Josh. So the answer is, Josh, no, I control you. Because if we make a mistake, it's on my head, Josh. So Josh, you do not listen to music you want to listen to. We will have the music low in the background. If it's too high, you're going to be thinking about music, run a light, side swap a car, blow a stop sign, not paying attention, Josh. But thank you for asking. What happens if you stop a little late at an intersection? You're going to go into the middle of the intersection. You're going to go past a crosswalk, and I'm going to look at you. And pedestrians are going to look at you dirty. And your mom and dad are going to laugh at you. Ha ha. Slow down early. Beginning driver, slow down too late. I like that I'm going backwards to go forwards. Takeaway for beginning drivers. Stay mostly in the yellow. Chill but paying attention. This will help you tonight. Move to orange and red when something is off. You're driving in downtown. There's a concert. Snoop Dogg is there. Eminem. There are 50,000 people. I wouldn't go downtown, but you would. And people are going to walk in the middle of the street, and if you hit them, they're going to flip your car over. Never drive into white. This is when accidents happen. All of you will drive into white. I'm going to do some more examples. How many classes are there in segment 2? 3. I thought we had more high-level questions. We're not. More examples. Chilled mode, you're not paying attention. This is when beginner drivers die. Example, the light turns yellow, you don't even see it and run through. Example, while daydreaming about pizza or singing too hard to Drake. So Josh wants to listen to Drake. Don't hate. He's still popular. And you run a light. And I cut the music off. And you're like, why, bro? Bro, you almost got hit. Oh, true. You're right. So Josh, you're not ready. And Josh, when you listen to music, your mind is engaged on the music. Well, my mom can do it. Your mom is 35. Your mom is 37. Your dad is 35. Your dad is 37. Your dad's 39. We know how to tune that down. We turn it down low in the background. You don't know what to do. I want it up so I can hear it. But you just ran over someone in the school parking lot. We were there today. Personal experience. I was driving too hard to Ice Spice. Then I noticed, did notice the light turning green. Mom honked at me before anyone else did. Example. I'm giving you some real examples. You should be putting more information. Don't just sit there and say, okay, bro, can we go over the study guide? Bro, you're getting ready to be in white and die. Why do you think I'm telling you this? Because I want to make you better. If I care about you, I'll tell you more. If I don't care, okay, let's go over the boring worksheet. You're right. I speak facts. If I want you to really be good, I got to pour into you. Oh, you're right. Some of you still on that daydream mode. And we're trying to get you out of the daydream mode. And if I can help you understand it, you'll be fine. Let me hit share. Hold on. All right. Yellow, normal drives, eyes open. You're not staring. You are looking. Checking. Okay, light yellow. Off the gas. Squeeze the brake. When I see you looking ahead and your foot's off the gas and you're squeezing the brake, you're ready. When I see you going down the neighborhood and you see a kid halfway down the block and you take your foot off the gas and squeeze the brake, you're ready. None of you are there yet because it takes a little time. Noticing car ahead is slowing down or a kid is chasing the ball. I saw a squirrel darting across the road while driving to practice. I slowed down because I don't want to be known as a squirrel slayer. It happens all the time. I don't want to hit the squirrel, Myles. What do I do? Cover the brake. There's a deer coming. What do I do? Squeeze the brake, make more room. There's a truck coming. What do I do? Push the gas. You then check your blind spot. If I panic, we'll die. So I have to control my emotions. Orange, something off, sus mode. Ha ha ha. You sense potential danger. Your school parking lot in the morning. Yeah, that's a good example. Mothers will cut you off. Dads will cut you off. Teachers will cut you off. Not this teacher. I'm there an hour and a half early so I can chill to make my copies. And then when you come in, you do your do now. I put you in the seating chart and I have you working. And then my principal comes in and says, highly qualified, organization, patterns, and routines. A rookie teacher will come in when you and don't have copies ready. And then you come in late. And the principal comes in and says, you suck, you're going to get fired. You're ineffective. You have young teachers like that, or you have old teachers like that who don't care. Example, a car swerving in its lane, someone is tailgating you too close. And increase your following distance. Personal example, the truck was riding my bumper, okay, like it wanted some business. I switched lanes so fast, you thought I was Mario Kart on boost. We're not Mario Kart, we're a car. Yes, Drake is still king. He lives in Toronto. Red mode, boss fight. Dangerous real, downtown. Your school in the morning. Your school after school. Seniors are going to run you over. They're going to run your mama over. They're going to run you over. They're going to run me over. They're seniors. They think they run everything. But you lost. Your football game, you lost. Your quarterback is ineligible. Your coach got fired because he's using players that are not eligible. Example, car slams its brakes on, you have to stop immediately. Example, band kids are walking in front of us, a girl drops her phone and she's not even looking up, we almost ran her over. You know what I'm saying. Or you blow a stop sign to a school parking lot and a mom drops off her daughter to band practice and they almost hit us. Or 50 band kids walk across the parking lot and you see me ready for driving, your mom waits. And you're like, Mom, go! And she doesn't even listen to you. Because she understands. Personal example, the car in front of you, the car in front of me braked out of nowhere. My foot hit the brake faster than I skipped the ad on YouTube. Squeeze your brake. Tips for Gen Alpha, that's you. Don't stay in the white. Accidents happen. All of you will be in the white. Your second drive, your third drive, right around the end of your third drive, you're going to start to go up a level. Stay mostly in yellow, but calm. Switch to orange when something looks sus. Go red only if you need to. Don't panic. You can't stay in a panic mode your whole time because you're using too much. It's like you're driving in a snowstorm. You almost crash. You're in red. It's like you're driving in a heavy rain and you're aquaplaning. You almost crash because if you squeeze the wheel, the car's going to drift left and drift right. This is what happened to beginning drivers. Some of you go right into red and you never relax. Type in what you learned about all three. I need you to give me examples. All of you give me examples of all three. No ChatGTP, no DeepSeek, no Gronk. Type in 3 examples you learned. Think about what you're going to do when you first drive with your instructor and your mom and dad. Your mom and dad won't have a brake. Your mom and dad won't have a dual mirror. If you don't check blind spots and cut off a car, your mom and dad are going to lay hands on you. Real talk, Sophia. They're going to lay hands on you, Josh. Your mom and dad are going to cut their radio off. They don't even know who Drake is. They don't care about Drake. They're going to put on channel 955. They're going to put on satellite radio. Listen to a podcast. That's what they're going to do. Orange, boss is nearby. Red, boss attack. White, all of you are white, daydreaming. Example, red light, scrolling through TikTok, suddenly a car in front of you, you don't notice someone honks. It happens all the time. People on the phone. Tip, in white, you're at risk. Don't drive in white ever. Stay chill, pay attention. When I drive my students tonight, I'm in yellow. I'm chilled. I'm relaxed. You're going to drive here. You're going to make right turns. You're going to make left turns. You're going to go to the neighborhood. You're going to parallel park. You're going to go on the main road. You're going to make 5 lane changes to the left, 5 lane changes to the right. We're going to go on 2 roundabouts. You're going to parallel park. And then you're going to tell your mom and dad. They're going to say, hey, thank you. You were awesome. You're awesome too. And bye. Night's over. We don't go in circles. Orange, potential danger. Something catches your attention. Example, new drivers, you see a ball in the street. You automatically need to slow down and stop. Cover the brake. Example, a car ahead of you starts swerving. Give it extra space. Tip, orange means you're preparing. I will do, what will I do if I aquaplane? What will I do if I start spinning? What will I do if the light turns yellow instantly? If you're too close to stop, you proceed with caution. But if a semi-truck is coming, they can't stop. I guess you're going to slam brakes. And one of my students told me, hey, I'm learning how to make a decision. She's on her 5th drive. Make a decision when you drive. Some of you will make dangerous decisions. What do you mean, bro? You run red lights, death. You run yellow lights, almost death. You don't run yellow lights and you squeeze brakes. You're learning. Each of you have to go through this maturation process. Red, danger is here. You must act downtown. Your tire comes off your car. A car swerves out. You don't look left, we almost get hit. And I squeeze the brake to save us, and you get mad at me because I put a hand on the steering wheel. Bro, you can't drive. Son, oh, you're right. Don't be cocky in the car. Kids who are cocky in the car usually die, and I don't drive them, or Mr. Bryant. It's facts. He's OG. He's got experience. I'm listening to him. It's real life out here, man. Another example, a driver cuts you off without signaling, get used to it. You steer safely away. This is where we are in 2025. People do random stuff, stop in the middle of the street. No blinker, just cut over. Red is a quick action, no time to think. If you can stop safely in 3 seconds, you should. I try to teach you guys in the chill zone. I try to stay mentally in the yellow. And if I see you going to the white, I give you a quick reminder. If I see you going to potentially orange, I'm trying to chill you down. You almost hit a car. You ran a light and almost got hit. You pulled out in front of a car. You made a dangerous left turn. I never get you toward that orange. This is when you will have a total meltdown. You'll cry. I've had boys cry. I've had girls cry. Boys cry harder than girls. Some of you are 4.2, 4.3. You don't like making mistakes and you get frustrated. You'll hit the dashboard. You'll punch the wheel. You have emotional problems. I try to stay neutral. I'm an educator. I've seen it happen every 3 or 4 or 5 years. Nora, ask me a question about the color code quickly. I'm just calling around to people. Nora, ask me a question. Come on. Don't say you don't have one.
I'm thinking.
It's right in front of you. Put your driving situation in a yellow, or white, or an orange, or a red. Come on.
What do you do if you accidentally run over an animal?
Okay, it depends on how big the animal is. It also depends, you can't slide because that roadkill is slippery. We all have, or your parents have, ran over a squirrel. They'll run over a skunk. Your car will smell. We've almost hit deer. Thank God, not a dog. Mainly squirrels, a duck. You try not to veer too much. You squeeze the wheel, and you're like, oh my God. So you want to try to stay relaxed, and you know it helps better if the animal's already dead. You want to try to drive around it, not swerve. Good, done. Anna, question, white, yellow, orange, or red? Come on, pick one what you're driving. I'm just trying to get you to think. Then I'm going to hit you with a quizzy and some videos. Come on, Anna, pick one.
If someone like, I forgot the word, rear end? Rear end's like. next to you or into you.
Okay, if someone rears a car next to you, I would be checking that mirror. Is someone going too fast? Are people going too fast? Is it a whiteout condition on the expressway? Is it you're going at 70, all of a sudden a truck rolls over and people aren't paying attention, doing like 80 or 90? You better be checking your mirror. You better brace your back. There's a driver's ed video on that. You still have to try to stay relaxed, because if you panic, you're going to roll your car. You're going to be knocked into the creek. You're going to be knocked into the pond. Your car's going to be smashed. You want to try to always stay calm, even though a collision is imminent. Chase, come on. Question, driving situation, orange, red, yellow, or white. Come on, Chase.
How do you go from, what happens when you go from yellow back to white?
You haven't learned yet how to drive. If you go from yellow, that's relaxed awareness, back to white, you're susceptible to getting hit, rear-ended. Example, you're driving safe, but, perfect example. Your mom and dad let you drive. As soon as you go down the end of the street, you maybe start drifting back to white. Or maybe you go to red because you pulled out in front of a car. Feel me? And you're like, it's really that car's fault. No, it was your fault because you didn't look and you almost got hit. And then the guy or lady had to swerve from hitting you. And now they want to beat you up and take your head off. And it's really your fault. That's what beginning drivers do. Bye, Chase.
Sure, thank you.
Stella, question. Come on.
What happens if you crash, but it's not your fault?
Okay, the officer will determine that. The officer will determine who's at fault. And if the officer feels we are not at fault, we still have to call the police. There has to be a police report. You will probably have to go to court, because it will impact your permit level. It won't impact mine. I'm not driving. You are. So do accidents happen in driver's ed? Of course. We should never be speeding. We should always have room. Your instructor should always give you confidence. We're not trying to take off your head. Isabel, question. Come on.
What should you do if you're on the freeway and there's a motorcycle weaving through traffic?
I like what you said. Our little crotch rocket guys and ladies, they're doing 120. That would put me all the way to orange. I'm thinking this fool is getting ready to die because someone's going to make a lane change and they're going to hit them and they're going to flip and roll and roll and roll and roll. And they're going to die. That would put me in red or orange. My heart's pounding, adrenaline, because when you're at red or orange, adrenaline is pumping in your heart to help you. Long ago, Isabella, in a planet far, far away, when you are hunting a wolf, you will have adrenaline because you need adrenaline in your system to run, or a bear is chasing you. If you see something very dangerous, your heart's going to start pumping and pumping and pumping. So you want to try to control that. If you see the motorcycle guy cutting in and out of traffic, get to the left lane, get to the right lane, turn on your four ways, reduce your speed. Let other drivers know behind you, because other drivers are listening to Drake, no cap. Other drivers are on the phone, no cap. Other drivers are eating, no cap. And by the time they see you, it's too late. And they're going to rear end you, the person eating. The person listening to Drake is going to rear end them. It's going to be a multi-car collision. So you just want to reduce your speed. I like what you're thinking. Young Tyler.
So I said in the chat, if there's a severe traffic on a one-way road and there's an emergency vehicle coming to you, do you still pull to the side?
If you can, of course. The emergency vehicle can circumvent traffic. When you see an emergency vehicle, you're going to hear it. Automatically, you should have a little bit of adrenaline. Okay, let me look. Let me get over. That's my mom. That's my dad. That's my neighbor. And start caring about people. Get out of the way. Baya. Question.
Me or the other one?
You're famous today. Come on.
So somebody asked a question of if you got in a crash but it wasn't your fault, and if the police officer says we aren't at fault, do I still get an automatic fail or no?
Yes, we'll have to look at it. The state will analyze it. Been in several crashes. Everyone is different. What time of day? You running a yellow light. You ran a yellow light. You got hit. Your fault. You ran a yellow light and hit a pedestrian. Your fault. But you said a pedestrian walked out in front of us. You ran a yellow light. If you didn't run a yellow light, pedestrian wouldn't be dead. I'm using a real example. So you want to err on the side of caution. Downtown areas, you run a yellow light, you're going to kill someone. Out on main roads, you run a yellow light, you'll probably get hit. Be hit or get hit. The goal is don't run yellow lights. Seth, question. Red, yellow, white, or yellow? Come on.
Alright, so if you see a blind person, right, but then you have a yellow light, you just stop automatically, right?
Brother.
I don't have any questions for
No. I like your question. Stay with that, young brother. You see a blind person, they are out there, they have the cane, they have the guide dog. Man, I drop off the gas immediately. Why even get in that situation and put your life in someone else's hands? I like to control my life. I don't want someone else to say, well, you know what? You should have stopped, you didn't. Or you know what? You made the wrong decision.
Right.
I want to make the decision that's best for me and the safety of my passengers. An example, we were driving today. We were going over a bridge. The pedestrian was walking against traffic. That's what he's supposed to do. Larger gentleman, no cap. He was a little thick. But if we didn't pay attention, we would have hit him. Why is he even walking on that area? He's risking himself getting hit. I wouldn't even be walking in the area. There's no sidewalk. You're walking over a bridge. It's this big. Come on, that's stupid. Don't do that. But people do it. They work at the factories. They don't have a license. They're running to a store. I got a half an hour break. Let me go get my sandwich. I'm gonna walk really fast. If you walk with traffic, you're gonna get hit. If you walk against traffic, they will see you, you're gonna get hit. Josh, question. Yellow, red, orange, come on.
What if someone like doesn't turn on their turn signal, but they turn in front of you and they hit you?
It's their fault. But I will say to you, why do you even want to get hit when people don't use turn signals? What I'm saying to you guys, people don't use blinkers. Do you want your car smashed? Do you want to have a concussion? Do you want to have your car smashed and you won't get one to your senior year because your parents are not going to give you one because they're on a fixed budget? Avoid accidents. People don't use blinkers. Their blinkers don't work. Their brakes don't work. People are lazy in their maintenance. Avoid an accident. Don't just sit there, okay, I'm going to get hit. What if they don't have insurance? We see Wham Bam Tesla. We're going to see that tonight. Zayden, question. Come on.
Okay. What would you do if you're driving like serious weather conditions? Like, what would be your first thing?
Okay, are you talking serious snow,
Like,
serious rain, serious sunlight, serious heavy traffic? Paint the picture.
I'd say like almost like hurricane weather.
Fool, why are you driving?
Because maybe if you were too late to escape and you're late.
I like what you said, escape. You've seen the Weather Channel. You know your car's going to get flipped. You need to find a bridge or a structure and hide under that boy. You can't mess with Mother Nature, son. Your car's going to get flipped. This ain't no storm chaser. You got to realize, and getting out of your car, I think, is more dangerous So you can't outrun a tornado. Kansas is Tornado Alley. I played football for Wichita State. Stop playing. So you got to realize it's really dangerous. And you got to try to take cover immediately. Give me 1 second. Guys, that was incredible. Good questions, guys. Good questions. Okay. Joinmyquiz.com. Joinmyquiz.com. Great. Great. Guys, look at my videos. Subscribe. We keeping it real. Don't play.